On the border between Thailand and Myanmar sits a notorious stretch of land. Among the locals, it is known as no man's land. Here, outcasts, criminals, and refugees live in shantytowns along the Moreh River. It is a lawless place where beggars roam the streets and violence and drug smuggling are the norm. Men, women, and children are kidnapped for ransom or sold into slavery and trafficked all over Southeast Asia. It is difficult to imagine a more desperate place. But by the power of the Holy Spirit, ASAP Ministries, the Mesot Seventh-day Adventist Church, and resettled Karen refugees in North America are moving forward in faith with a bold plan to raise up a standard for God in no man's land. This is Mission Matters.
The Nong Boarding School sits on the edge of no man's land. Because its 100 students come from poor refugee and immigrant families from Myanmar, the school asked them to pay only a small token fee to attend. This means that Nong Boarding must rely on outside support to provide for its operating expenses. But finding consistent sponsors has been difficult, and in 2016, the school was on the verge of closing.
This school has been in this location for almost 13 years already, but supported by different organizations. And recently, since last year, the one who supported the school, he said he couldn't support anymore. So the community, the leaders and parents, they don't want to close the school.
Although the community is predominantly Buddhist, they approached the leaders of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in the nearby city of Mesot and asked if they would consider supporting the school. Prayerfully, the church agreed to do what they could to help.
And we took this opportunity to take care of the school when they need support, because we see the opportunity of sharing God's word and the hope of salvation with the people over here to get to know the true God. So when children come and stay with us, when they come and learn in the classroom, every day they are being exposed to the Bible and the true God and the love of God. We believe that this sowing of seed into the heart of the children will one day germinate and sprout and become big and bear fruits.
Taking on the Nong Boarding School was no easy step for the church members in Mesot. They were already giving sacrificially to support 2 other schools in no man's land. It wasn't clear how they could afford to support a 3rd school.
Every month, the cost of running these three schools is 100,000 Thai bahts. That is equivalent to around 2,800 or 2,900 US dollars. So we got these monies from our church members. But every month we could raise around 2,000 US dollars. That is around 70,000 bahts from our church members. And then the other 800-900 US dollars come from God.
Elsewhere, Pastor Jimmy Shui, the Karen Refugee Coordinator for North American Division, has been working to generate support for 6 additional schools in the no man's land and near the refugee camps along the border. As a former refugee in no man's land himself, Pastor Jimmy knows the impact these schools have on the lives of the students and their families. And he has found willing sponsors among Karen refugees now living in the United States. But as refugees, their funds are limited, and they alone cannot meet the great need in no man's land.
To run a school or to help support school over here like this, without proper support, sometimes it is very hard and risky. But we took this chance because we believe that God will provide. We are not searching for this opportunity. The opportunity come to us. So I believe that it is God's providence that we get in touch with the people over here and we can help them. So in the beginning we told them that we don't have money. The church doesn't have the extra money to help, but we believe that if God is willing, He will provide the way.
Pastor Kaluser and Pastor Jimmy often don't know where the needed funds will come from, but God always provides. Still, in order to place these schools on a more secure financial footing and expand their Christian witness, a stable source of funding is needed.
Our teachers get 1/3 of the minimum wages, so it is very low. But they believe in the mission, and they want to help the children. That's why they took this chance, sacrificing their right, the opportunity that they can find anywhere else, but they chose to be here. So this is a great sacrifice that I can see for the Lord's work.
The school's influence is not limited to its students. The church members from Mesot are reaching out to the surrounding community. During my recent visit, the school was holding an evangelistic series.
Every year we conduct evangelistic meeting in different areas. So at the moment we are conducting the evangelistic meeting with the help of students from Myanmar Union Bible Seminary and also friends from Australia. And our church member, we work together to present the message to the community and the parents and students who are living around in this area. And last night was the first night, and around 140 people turn up, and it is a good turn up, I believe.
Pastor Jimmy and the church in Mesot have even bigger dreams for these 7 schools. They want to train medical missionaries to serve the local migrant workers who cannot afford medical care, and provide vocational skills training to help the people of No Man's Land create a better future for themselves and their children. They envision the schools as centers of influence with a holistic mission to help the community grow healthy in mind, body, and spirit.
Karen refugees in North America and the members of the Mesot Seventh-day Adventist Church have been giving sacrificially to keep the vision alive. And ASAP Ministries Board of Directors recently stepped out in faith to partner with them, approving a plan to raise just over $48,000 to help bring the vision to reality. But we need your prayers and financial support to make it happen. Will you join us to reach the No Man's Land for Christ? Because Jesus is coming soon. Now more than ever, mission matters.